Yes!
Wow, if you thought the outside was a mess.
Whoa! Just commit.
Yeah.
What would Daryl do? Whoa! That's pretty hectic. Oh, wow.
We're on the side of a mountain in Victoria at the moment. It's super steep, super slippery. It's just started raining. The winches have been out. The wheel lifts, or some of the biggest wheel lifts I've ever seen in my life. Mate, this is one of them. And holy heck.
Yeah, he's on.
Oh,
he's
Stu,
on.
he wants to get out of this situation. Is he going to drive it? I don't know. You better tune in and find out, because this is going to be one wild episode. A lot of Victorians did it pretty tough last year with strict lockdown due to COVID, making it hard for even the locals to get out on their favourite tracks. With restrictions easing and borders reopening, we wasted no time at all getting some mates together and going out to check some of the tough tracks on offer. And we're starting right here at Mount Disappointment. Well, Jocko, looks like you got the keys to the D-Max still, mate. You didn't give them back to Graham?
Mate, I didn't, and I'm pretty stoked, to be honest. I'm still driving his nice car, and I think he's forgotten I've still got it, to be honest.
I don't reckon he has, mate. If he was over here, you'd grab those keys off you in a heartbeat, I reckon.
Definitely, definitely. And mate, back in Victoria.
I know, it's been way too long between beers down here, mate. They've had it pretty tough for a long time now. Just want to get to the top of this hill, and that's where we'll be meeting Damien, mate. With so many tracks to discover in this part of the world, it really pays to have some local knowledge on hand. Hey, mate. And Damien knows exactly where to find pretty much every hard track in the state, and he's got the perfect rig to tackle them. A Defender 90, nicknamed Orkney, built to take on the hardest tracks Victoria can throw at it. If the dents on this beast are anything to go by, I reckon we're in for a wild few days. Damo wastes no time in pointing our convoy towards the toughest tracks in this area, starting with a little number the locals call the Bump. With big climbs and deep water crossings being a staple of wheeling in Victoria, the tracks have been cut by big tyres and really do suit big clearances. Tell you what's fun is coming to a place where you've never been forward driving before. This is Mount Disappointment. Never been here before and heard a lot about it. We've got some good mates along with us for this ride, starting with Ruben from DMW Industries in his beast of a Chop 200. Pete from Ultimate 9 in a capable 3-litre Patrol, and Stu from Wholesale Autos in his auto-converted GU. And Sam from Spares Box back behind the wheel of their beefed up 200 series. As we get stuck into our very first water crossing, you can already see just how deep these ruts are. And for those rigs on smaller tyres, well, it could present a bit of a challenge. The D-Max is a little weapon, but Graham prefers to run it in touring spec and on 31s. Jock literally diffs out between the ruts on this one.
Well, track one, already got Graham's nice shiny D-Max stuck in the mud.
Jocko, mate, parking it in a bog hole was probably not what Graham had in mind when he lent you the keys, mate.
It's either around the recovery point or the bottom hose of the radiator, one of the two. Stitch up.
I got water coming in the car, so I'm ready to go when you are.
For this recovery, a snatch is a go, and we've quickly hooked up the D-Max to Sooty with a kinetic rope so we can get him out of trouble easily.
Yeah, I'm out, mate.
Oh, Jocko, you've had Graham's keys for, how long's it been, mate? About
5
oh, look at the inside.
Yeah.
Wow, if you thought the outside was a mess.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's good. No, look, I'm sure Graham's going to completely understand. And look, there's nothing $20 at a self-service car wash can't fix.
True, it's true. Oh, wow. What a stitch up.
Next challenger in the bog hole is Stu Dog, who's running slightly bigger 33-inch tyres. Oh, Jocko and Stu have just joined an exclusive team to have wet interiors on day one. Same thing has happened. The diff pumpkin can't clear the mud and it's out with the recovery gear. Hey, Stu Dog. Been a while since we caught up off-road, mate, but good to see things haven't changed.
I was channeling my inner Graham.
We did well. As is often the case in this part of the world, there's been plenty of rain about the last few days, and the tracks are super slippery. It takes a fair bit of concentration if you want to avoid panel damage.
That's the go.
Just.
Easy.
Not much in that.
Oh, I backed off! I backed off!
Backed off at the wrong spot, Jocko. Come on, mate. There we go.
There we
Well
go.
done, mate.
Good job.
Well
Excellent
done.
spot.
Are you up next?
Yes, I'm up there.
Yes, I want to see this.
Well, I gave the canopy a little bit of a love tap on the tree, but didn't do any damage. Now it's the Long Dog 200s.
Ruben's 200 is big. It's a big rig with a chassis extension and a full-size canopy, so he's got quite the challenge on his hands.
Big girl.
Look at the wheelbase, just, you reckon it'll fit? I hope it fits. Well, it made it easy. I had my doubts about this. Oh, that is close, but he's nailed it. That's a good bit of wheeling right there.
Only just, but we did it.
Pete's a local, and so is Stu, and both of them know exactly how to wheel these tracks.
Easy, 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 easy.
Keep an eye on these boys over the next few days, because I reckon we're going to see some killer drives.
Oh, stop it, Stu. That is full mark over there.
Easy, easy.
Yum.
Stop it, stop it, stop it.
How good?
We're soon flexing our way further into the forest and getting closer to the main challenge of this track. And let me tell you, it's an absolute doozy.
Here we go. If in doubt, power out. That is my little motto.
Yeah, well done, mate. Well done. Well, mate, it's starting to get pretty serious here.
This is a technical little hill climb.
This is what the locals call V-Rock. No, I made
not
that up. I made that up. I just wanted to make sure you believe me here.
The bump, it's called.
The bump, yeah. And that comes a bit further. It's just a gnarly little track though. This sets itself up. It's all off cambered, big ruts.
Wheel placement is key here, I reckon.
Yep, I reckon Damo will make this look pretty easy.
Definitely.
I reckon I'll make it look pretty hard.
Yep, and yes.
We'll give it a go. We'll
Right,
give it a
let's
go.
see how Damien goes.
Yeah, right, Damo, mate. Take it away, mate. The boys are keen to watch. Damien's got the landy up and over the first section with little fuss. He's soon lining up for the bump. There's a couple of line choices here, and the most committing is up on the right. Ah, the old bonus line.
That thing's a weapon, eh?
Oh, mate, it's like a little goat.
Yeah.
Just keeps on climbing.
Righto, you're next, mate.
I'm next. All right.
A little bit of locker. This is a nice big steep track, but what makes this track a little bit more difficult is the massive big ruts, and also it's got that typical sort of Victorian terrain where you got massive big boulders everywhere where you can lose traction really quite easily.
Oh, he just walked up.
Here we go, look at that, this is a crazy little track. Got my tyres aired right down for this one as well, about 16 PSI.
Sooty might be built for tough wheeling, but it's also rigged for living and working out it for weeks at a time, so I've got a little bit more weight in the back, and it makes it a bit harder to stick to the higher line. Man, this is a wild bit of track.
Yes. Just got to keep on it. Find some traction somewhere. I think I used the whole track. I think I used every square inch of the track.
Now this is a big rig track, and
That's
Jock's
the
got his
line,
work cut
Jocko.
out
Well
for
done,
him.
mate.
He's peaked it like a dirty nose. But he's got the D-Max up to the top of the V section with ease. Once he gets into those deep ruts though, you can see that the rear diff is just digging into the bank. You're in that rut, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I can get out of this rut.
You can go back where we were and just go straight and floor it. From there,
Jocko
mate,
gives
from
it a
there.
couple of good cracks,
Give it everything
but you can't dig
real
your way to
straight.
the top. But fortunately, we've got another option on hand.
There's just so many different uses for max tracks. Obviously you know how to use them on the beach, but when you get into big ruts like this, especially when you're diffing out, there's a lot of pressure when you're winching the vehicle up. So sometimes you actually use them to lessen the load on the winch, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Building the side of the rut up so the vehicle sits up, therefore the diff's going to sit up as well. It's going to be an easier winch.
And look at that, it's working like a charm, lifting up the undercarriage up and over those ruts. Jocko's soon back under his own steam and pointing his way to the top, with a few love taps to Graham's canopy for good luck. That's a go, mate. Getting him over the bump is going to take some good spotting. Unfortunately, he's just got me.
Sorry, mate.
Good spotting, Shauno.
Yeah, that's what makes a fool.
With the canopy leaning hard into those trees, jumping on the run bar is definitely the best option here. And by placing the winch up high on the right bank, Jocko can winch up with ease without further panel damage.
Good drive.
Well done, old son. Well done.
Well, coming up that last section just then, the back of the D-Max slid into a bank, and I've just given the under tray toolbox a bit of a love tap. Fortunately though, still opens and shuts, got to be happy with that. I don't even reckon Graham will notice.
Ruben's coming up, and one thing is for certain, he's not going to slow down. He's going to drive this, and he will not use the winch. He will refuse to.
That's it, mate, that's it.
Now, I mentioned weight before, and the DMW rig is GVM upgraded to handle 4.5 tonnes. There's a lot of truck here, and she likes to lift a wheel.
Whee! Have a go.
The back slipped in a bit there, mate. I reckon you could go back and drive out of that.
Yeah. He could.
Ruben isn't
If he
afraid,
slips,
however, to
so-
wheel the absolute heck out of it.
Righto, you ready?
Yep. That's it.
Holy heck! That bounce on the... How did it not break a CV?
That was insane.
One of the more wild things I've seen off-road, the whole 200, 4.2 tonnes just went boof off the bank. How did that front CV didn't break? I'm amazed.
Well, he drove it well though, I have to
got
say.
through it.
Like he
He got
committed
through
and
it.
got through it. That was a good drive.
The next bit's going to be off pat.
100%.
Before we take the 200 over the bump, we're going to get the rest of the convoy past this V section. And next up, it's Pete.
All right, mate, good luck. It's nice and wet up here, mate. Just out of interest, actually, what throttle control setting are you running?
I'm running U7, so I'm going to try and get a little bit of acceleration quicker down when I need it.
That's your ticket.
As per usual, Pete's making light work of this challenge and sends it straight to the top.
That is going. Nice throttle control there.
That thing's just
Beautifully. That's what you want, especially the tracks like this, is a nice lightweight vehicle, twin lockers, and good foot on the throttle. Makes all the difference. So slippery. Yep.
There we go.
Stu's diffing out a bit here, but doesn't want to take no for an answer. And with a lot
There
of
we
right
go.
speed, he's made it through.
There we go. There we go.
That's a ticket.
Oh yeah.
How good's that? What a drive for a tourer on 33.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, Sam's up next to the big 200 from Spares Box. Now, this thing sounds angry, and I guarantee he's going to use a fair bit of horsepower to get up here.
Come on, Mobile.
Big old yeasty boy. Oh, you have to give it a little bit here, Sam. Maybe you won't, big tyres.
This is actually only Sam's second time wheeling the big 200, and he's really getting the measure of the vehicle, using a great
Steer a
line
bit
and some
left,
good
mate.
throttle control to pick his way to the top.
That's it.
That's
That's
the
it.
ticket.
Bit more left, bit more left.
Drive
Yep,
it.
drive it. Now right hand down, mate.
Drive.
That's it.
Drive.
There you go.
There you are.
There you go. Beautiful. The graceful big two.
How's this? Day has turned to night and it's still raining now. The tracks have really got quite sloppy. The boys have still got to come up here. This is the hardest challenge of the track, and something tells me we're in for a bit of a night because we've got to keep going out of here. All the vehicles need to get up. It's showtime. Would you look at that? That's a whole lot of truck leading into that canopy. But Ruben builds them tough and just punts the 200 up and through. Didn't expect you'd make it up there.
No, neither did I.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I thought we'd be
You're
winching.
absolutely kidding me. I did not think for a second he was going to get up there. That is one of the more committed drives I've ever seen. That's not something I'd do.
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's probably 4 tonne of vehicle. It's wet.
I jumped down in the bushes because I thought the thing was going to come on its side, and he just held it straight. That's commitment, dedication. Ah, perfect line. Yep, hang on. Spoke too soon. Pete's gone for the high line here, and he can't quite stick it. Whoa, slippery.
This is the first time I've seen Pete struggle.
Oh, he's rocked. His confidence is gone. This is actually the first time I've seen him do this. Jocko's right.
Come on, Pete, you can do it.
That's it.
After a few hours of rain and a few vehicles through, there's not a lot of traction left on this climb. But with a bit of determination and right boot, Pete's threaded his way through.
Very nice. Very nice. That is a cracking drive. That's a vehicle that shouldn't have driven up there. That's what you want. Throttle control, but you might have to give it a little bit here.
Straight
Easy.
Wow.
Easy.
Loves it. The big 2 doing the do.
Don't look so scared, Sam. You've made it, mate.
Breathe, baby.
Oh, sorry, mate.
What happened, mate?
Sorry, boys.
Oh, sorry,
Bit of
mate.
this, bit of that.
That was the best throttle control you've ever had, I reckon, coming up that.
Settle
That was bloody good.
That's it.
That's a,
You're up, mate. Well done.
Awesome.
he's found that happy spot on the pedal.
He goes, yeah.
Well
Nice
done.
and steady. Nothing's a weapon.
It is a weapon. Twin lock 35s. Ooh, sounds good too.
Mate, Mount Disappointment, eh? What a track.
Not disappointing either, mate. There's lots of heaps of good drives on this track, and that's what it's about, mate. Coming to a place I've never been before here.
No.
Have you driven this one before?
I haven't. And it's raining as well, just to make it that little
And
bit
it's gone
harder.
into the night, mate. That is all the makings of an epic, and it's day one as well.
Definitely.
Well, mate, Victoria's known for its great camping. What do you reckon? Get a fire going?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
All right, hope this rain even clears, mate.
Yeah.
A couple of beers, I like that idea.
Righto, let's go. You lead the way, eh?
Well, it's been a massive first day on the tracks of Mount Disappointment, and it's well past time we find a spot to park up for the night. It might be a cold, rainy night, but camping in Victoria is always a lot of fun if you come prepared, and of course with some great mates, a fire cranking, and of course an iron jack in hand. We've ticked all the boxes for a great night in the bush, and tomorrow we're taking on the hardest track in the region.
Cheers, mate. Good on you, buddy. Yeah, good on you, Stu Dog.
The hills around Melbourne are jam-packed full of tracks to explore, and today Damien's lining us up for a classic. This climb is next level, with rock step after rock step on a steep open face with nothing to catch you if you lose momentum.
Mate, this is a hill of consequence.
Wow, when I was sitting at the bottom, it looks steep, but now you're on it. This is...
Yeah, the rocks get bigger as well.
The problem is, it's one of those hills that I don't want to stop on.
No, it's...
I feel like in sooty with the brakes the way it is.
You want to commit, maybe close your eyes and then you'll be at the top.
But then you've got to contend with this. It just keeps going.
There's a bit on, there's even a bit up there. I don't even want to think about that just yet. We've still got to get to here first. Well, there's only one way to find out. Big Defender dog up first, see what happens, eh?
Damien's up first and showing us exactly what's required to drive this climb. He's seen plenty of mates nearly binning after taking the wrong line and carefully steers up the right-hand line between the trees and the rock.
Then it's a ballsy crossover to the left. Make no mistake, get this one wrong and things could go pretty badly.
Well, there's a bit on there. There's a little bit to unpack down the bottom. That, you know, there's
Act tough when he comes back. That's scary as... hang on, I was gonna act tough. Yeah, it's not a bad deal, eh?
I needed to sit down. Just commit.
Yeah.
What would Daryl do?
Oh, come on, Sooty. This is a big hill. I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I'm a little bit nervous about it, it's just so steep. And not the sort of hill you wanna stop on, you know, you wanna really drive this one. That's lockers, both of them.
The Orkney rig is pretty light and nimble, which is not exactly how I'd describe Sooty. So I'm trying to pick the left-hand line to start with, as there's a little bit more grip.
That's it.
I've managed to get up the big rock step, but with less momentum after crossing over, I can't get the back wheels up and over.
Well, Sean's going to jump on the winch again. There's just no traction on this hill, so and he's in a bit of a rut at the moment, so we'll get the winch hooked up further up to get him up this next bit, and hopefully he should be able to drive the last section.
I'm not going to lie, I'm very happy to be on the winch for this section. A roll to the bottom from here would be pretty horrible.
Loves it, loves it.
Victoria, hey? Not a place for the faint-hearted.
I am scared.
Ruben's up next. Taking a 4-ton vehicle up here takes some serious kahunas, but Ruben's determined to give it a crack. Holy dooly. Just stole an auto. Ruben has built this 200 as a tough tourer, but of course, it's a heavy IFS vehicle, and this is the prime place to break a CV. We've given that a couple of goes, and the vehicle starts to move sideways on this steep hill now. It does feel very comfortable, I can confirm that firsthand. I reckon if he gave it a bit more momentum, maybe, but heck, he's not going to give it another go, and I don't blame him, because if it goes wrong there, you're on your lead. It's simple as that. It's a good call to use the winch here and get over that first rock step. And then Ruben has a crack at the top. Whoa, mate, that's a heck of an angle.
Hallelujah. Have I got wheels in there?
There's nothing more terrifying than having a wheel in the air when you're on a super steep hill like this one. I want to know from you guys, what do you reckon the most terrifying situation you've ever been off-road is? Let us know in the comments below. I reckon for Ruben, this will rate in the top 5.
Well, that was pretty terrifying, I can tell you, but can tick that off the bucket list.
Next man up the climb is Pete, and after watching the last 4 drives head up, he's knocking out even more air from the tyres.
Oh my God.
Now Pete's going for a very committing option here, and that's foot to the floor and up the guts. And we can look at that, he's absolutely nailed it. What a drive, mate.
Up, Pete.
Amazing!
What hill?
Amazing!
Pete,
That is,
plenty of wood.
that is incredible.
He just absolutely nailed that.
That is a stunning drive.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
That is champagne forward driving at its absolute best. Stu's up next, and
That's a hard act to follow,
mate,
mate.
as if far out. What I just saw was absolute magic, mate. Stu's up next, though. He's never shy to give it a go, that's for sure.
I'm sure he's keen. He's revving himself up down there. He's playing his rock music, and
I can't wait to see this.
God, that's a steep hill.
There he goes. He's driving it. He's driving it. Look at that.
momentum. That's all you need.
My word, the locals are showing how it's done here. With the auto on song, Stu's going balls to the wall.
You big heavy
What was that?
The heaviest car
do I can do
rolls have won today. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. I was
He just
scared.
showed no respect for man or machine. He just threw it up there.
Outstanding.
Oh, that was incredible.
Righto, Sam.
Does not tell Stu that he'll get a big head. He doesn't need a big head, he'll fall over.
Yeah, pretty good.
Come on, mate. You've got to get at least one Toyota up here.
Righto, Sam, here you are, mate. The fate of Toyotas are on you because if you drive this, mate, you can save face.
I'm gonna give it everything for the sake of the name and the brand.
No, good luck, mate. Good luck. Give it a big go. I don't reckon this hill sees many 200 series go up it. So far, Sam's got the measure of it, but suddenly it all goes pear-shaped. Back off. Oh, there it goes. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
That was a pretty wild drive, and obviously you saw what happened then. We saw it, the CV spat out. Bugger, he had that. There was the right line, right amount of throttle in my opinion. Just got a bit unlucky. We've seen before that those passenger CVs are a bit of a weak point on the 200, especially when you fit them with big tyres, a lot of lift and a lot of power. Good little tip as well, when you do break something on the track, just go and check that if you leave a bit of a mess, of course just come back and pick it up. A lot of people forget to do that and it's not a good look for the track. So I'm just going to make sure it's all picked up. That's ours. Then one more ball bearing, and that is about half a CV. Yep. 200 CV brakes are always impressive, but they're also reasonably easy to remove if you bring the right tools, and of course, Sparesbox have the right kit for the job.
Well, we've got the old CV out, so it's time to chuck the new one in, but the good thing about Sam coming along and the guys from Sparesbox is he's brought not one, not two, but 3 spare CVs. He came prepared. The other good thing is the boys from Sparesbox hooked Shauno and I up with some spare parts as well. Got a little box for the D-Max and a big box for Sean in Old Sooty. That said though, it's time to get new CV in. We'll be good to go.
We've done a fair few of these trackside changes, and it isn't long before a brand new CV is in, and everything is coming back together. It really pays to carry the spares and tools needed for your particular rig, especially if you plan to wheel tracks like this. The top sections of Triton Hill are chock-a-block full of steps and shaly climbs, and soon we're stuck back into it, having an absolute blast, with tyres spinning, wheels in the air, and some great drives from the boys. I'll tell you what, if you're a Victorian, there's no chance you're scared of heights. These hill climbs just go into the sky. Steepest terrain I've been driving in some time. You'd think this would conquer my fear of heights, but no way. Just keeps going. There's going to be snow soon. There has to be.
Just want to try and stay on that high side out of that rut. There we go. There you go. Up we get. Come on. Nailed it. How good's that?
Holy.
Well, we were.
That wasn't part of the script.
Just nice and slow. Now come left hand down. That's it. Whoop.
That's a big wheel lift.
Yeah.
That's about the biggest one you can get before you do a lid skid. Rick.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Woohoo!
Drives through it.
Nice one, Ruben. Balls of steel, mate.
Well, here comes the king of making things look harder than they need to be. Stew Dog. Slippery. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, wow.
Wow, so let's have a go at this wheel lift.
Have a go at this.
It wasn't for his sliders, it's down his lid.
What, a wheel lift?
Yeah, you got a little bit of a wheel lift, Stu.
Oh,
There we go.
that's it.
Like, bloody good drives today.
Awesome view as well at the top, which is pretty nice for a steep track.
I reckon I've seen more wheel lifts today in my entire four-wheel driving career. It's been on fire, mate.
Well, I don't know about you, and I reckon the boys are probably the same. It's time to head to camp and have a couple of beers, I reckon.
Couple of beers, and mate, I want to cook up a bit of a treat as well. I'm not giving away any secrets, mate, but it's going to be one of the best things you've ever put in your mouth.
Oh, I put a few things in my mouth, mate. Let's get it.
Damien's been leading the convoy like a boss for the last few days, but unfortunately, he's got to head back to work and he's going to miss out on the chance to try the latest Chef Wales special. Maybe that was planned. Well, Damo, I reckon that was some of the best fun I've had in Victoria, mate. That was wild.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed the tracks. Sadly, I've got to head home, but yeah, thanks for having me along. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're a legend, Damo. We'll catch up next time, mate.
Thanks, Shauno.
It was an absolute blast having him along and showing the tracks of Mount Disappointment. Better yet, he's left a few pins for us tomorrow. For tonight's camp, we've got a spot lined up further into the state forest, and soon enough, we're getting set up for another cracking night under canvas. Well, as you know, it can get quite cold down here, so the fire pit's coming out. Now the cool thing with the fire pit as well is you can cook on it. Ruben's been working on some new additions to his canopy design, including a fold-out kitchen that sets up in just a few seconds. How nifty is that?
Yeah, the boys!
Cheers, mate. Good on ya. Cheers, mate. Far out. What a big day on the tracks, eh? Big tracks. Now, the only thing that can top that, mate, is a big meal. And Ruben, if it's okay with you, mate, your kitchen's all set up, and I haven't actually got mine out, so...
You can use it, mate, as long as you make something really special.
Well, that's the plan, mate. Look, I'm not going to give the game away yet, but it is going to be special. Just, I'll give you one hint. About this round and about that long. That's all. Unbelievable. We're here in Victoria, and you know, it's a cold little campsite. You know, for the back end of summer, it's a little bit colder than usual.
Mate, I'm freezing. I've got a beanie on.
I know, it's a little bit colder than normal, mate. I'm going to cook up a big feed, nice warm one for the boys.
What are we having tonight?
Well, big sausage pasta is the go. So you can't imagine what that involves.
You and sausages. What is the fascination?
Well, it's not even a fascination, mate. It's just easy to cook with. Actually, this one's a little bit of a handful. Just wait there a second. Watch this.
Yes.
Watch this.
What do you got? Also, just quietly, how insane is this setup?
I know. When I saw this, mate, have a look at this. Grab that. So this is, I found these at a butcher recently down in Melbourne. They're different butchers down here. Look, we don't have these in Queensland.
Yeah, they do.
These ones here are Turkish.
Oh, this is a Turkish sausage. Do you know how to say that?
It's a suck.
It's not. S-U-C-U-K. I think it's pronounced sucuk.
Or suck. Depends how you
Have you handled a Turkish sausage like that?
It's quite a sausage. Now look, obviously you could use any type of sausage, but we just found a Turkish one. Jocko, have you ever been in a Turkish bathhouse?
I've been to Turkey actually. I have. I had a delicious balek ekmek there, and it was pretty good.
Well, you'd be familiar with this, mate. Open yours up.
Righto.
Now, the first thing you want to do there, any chorizo would work a treat. It just happened that we had Turkish sausages on special.
Mate, they know how to do it, don't they?
I know, it's quite a large sausage.
Big sausage.
So what we want to do is rip the skin off it, because it's like well, yeah, obviously, Jocko, it's like a big salami, mate, and the skin you're not supposed to have. So just basically start with a tiny little slit like that. You just want to rip the skin off. Simple as that. So try yours.
All right.
Try yours.
Can I just get in there and cut?
You are good at this.
Did you cut the tip off? There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Don't cut too much off.
No, I just got the little tip.
If you're really good, you pull off in one motion. Oops. Pulled a bit hard.
I have had that problem before. Last when we were in the Cape, remember? I had those sausages that had pulls of skin off them too. Can you cut it?
Wow.
You cut a little. Wow. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm struggling here, mate.
No, it's not easy. You're doing it quite well. I've stuffed up a tiny.
Oh, did you cut it in half, did you?
No, I didn't cut it. I pulled it into half. Righto. How you going with that, Jocko?
I've been in similar situations like this before. It's kind of stuck halfway. And Oh, there we go.
That's it.
There
It's
we
quite
go.
some thick skin, really.
It is. I'm surprised, to be honest.
You wouldn't want to eat that, obviously.
No,
so
you
that's why you're ripping it off. Look at that, bang, just like that.
So what are we actually making with this, mate?
Well, this is big sausage pasta. So it's basically a quick together, like one pot wonder little pasta meal.
It's the secret,
So-
mate. Look at that.
Get that going. A little bit of olive oil, mate. So you're just gonna cut them up like this, mate. And then if you can just chuck them straight, chuck them straight in the pan, mate.
Yeah, I can do that.
We're basically just gonna brown them up.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, a bit
Yeah,
of oil,
there's a bit of oil in there.
bit of heat, bit of heat.
Oh yeah, it does have a bit of a
Would you
kick.
say that's the biggest sausage you've ever come across?
I think it'd be close to.
You're right up
the
there.
German sausages are pretty big
They-
too.
the Germans have got some big sausages.
And South African sausage.
Wow.
I didn't know that you could get a Turkish sausage this big, to be honest.
No, well,
I didn't know it existed.
as a bloke who's probably been in a few Turkish bathhouses,
I have, mate. I have.
You'd have seen some stuff.
Yep. Righto, mate. These are coming along pretty good.
All right, I'm just gonna cut this onion up. Jocko, how is that looking, mate?
Mate, it's looking real good. Couple of them a little bit burnt, but that's
You
okay.
can smell that, is
Yeah.
it?
Add
That
a
is
bit
a
of flavour.
tasty looking sausage, mate. Two kitchens are better than
How
one.
good is that, eh?
Two-
I'm excited to jump over there and give it a go.
I
Do you
reckon.
want me to take that with me?
on.
Yep.
If you can just spice those up a little bit over there.
Yep.
Now I'm going to do the pasta. We're going to get this going. So got that on high heat. A little bit of chicken stock. So now the next thing we're going to do is just crushed tomatoes. Now, always keep these in the back of your four-wheel drive. These come in handy so many times. They're just going straight in. Give that a little bit of a stir. You got a bit of water? Yeah, put a bit of water in there, mate. I'm gonna get
How much are we talking?
Yeah, all that at least.
All of it?
Yeah. Chuck that
Both
all
of
in.
these, you reckon?
Well, hang on. Let's put it all in. Let's just get some
Let's just see
more
what
water.
happens.
Get
There
some
we
more
go.
water. So that is looking good. I'm gonna get on the boil, and then I'm pretty much gonna put that turn to a simmer.
Okay.
And it's about 10 minutes to get that pasta cooked.
I'm just gonna
That'll
check this
soak
for you.
all the juices in. You give that a stir, and then we mix it all together, and then the magic happens. All right, whack the lid on that one. Let the lid sit on there. Bang. Grab an iron jack, sit around the fire for about 10 minutes, let that cook up, and that'll just reduce and obviously be absolutely amazing.
It's going to be so good, man.
It'll be
I'm
really
pretty
good.
excited.
Ultimate, mate.
Right, well, I'm going to
Good
get
job.
another one of these and we'll check it in a bit, eh?
All right, 10 minutes later.
Sounds good. Oh, mate, that smells good.
How is that? I'm going to just pull this off. Now, obviously, set this to simmer. Ooh,
Yum,
you
that
smell-
smells like pasta and tomato.
It does, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Give that a little stir. I want to grab some stuff out of the microwave just real quick. Chuck that in, chuck that in. So now I'm just going to cut all these tomatoes. Have a go with these, Jocko. Have a go with
They're not tomatoes.
No, they're big tomatoes, those ones. We're going to cut them all in half, chuck them straight. Yeah, that's it. Stir that all up. Stir that up, mate. A little bit of leftover
spinach.
Yeah,
Yum.
chuck that in.
Yum.
Basically all that.
Yum.
That's going, oop, put it all in. That's the greens for tonight. That
This
is
is actually
going,
quite a healthy little meal, isn't it?
well, I wouldn't say it's real healthy, but all right, you're gonna stir that through literally in about a minute. That is ready. I want to call the boys up. They're gonna get a bowl myself, mate.
Yep,
So you keep
sounds
stirring
good.
that.
I'll keep stirring with my
And,
tongue hands.
I'm gonna go get a bowl and go gather the boys. All
Righto.
Jocko, that is
Mate,
looking
it's
real
looking
good.
real good. Smelling even better. You ready to have some yummy boys?
Yeah, go on, mate. Call the boys in.
Righto, boys.
Boys, get ready. Now, like any chef, you always serve yourself first. That's how that works in chef school. You just basically, oh, look at that, look at that.
Please, sir.
You want to get some sausages. I just want to make sure it's all
Can
good.
I have some more?
Look at that. Look at that. There's a fair bit here, boys. I'm going to turn that heat right off.
Give me lots of sausage, please.
That. There you go.
I need a bit of protein. Ah, I'm a growing boy.
How's that, Pete? Is it good?
Sorry.
You're lucky. You're lucky. Boys, what do you reckon? Honestly.
This has turned out all right. I was a bit concerned with big sausage pasta, but mate,
I mean, on a cold night like this, big tracks, big meal, big flavours. That's all you
Big
can ask
sausage.
for, I reckon. Oh no, big sausage as well. Get around the fire. Let's go enjoy this one, eh?
righto, mate.
All right.
You're just there.
Well, that's another awesome day done out in the tracks of Victoria. And tomorrow, Damo's sending us up a little number called the Steep Track. Doesn't sound hard at all. The sun is shining this morning and the conditions couldn't be better for our last day out in the tracks. But it's still cold enough to warrant a fire and a hot brekkie. But I'll tell you what, you gotta love when you wake up to the sound of sizzling. Ruben's got his kitchen out, so I reckon lamb cutlets. Might have a bit of a fry up in Ruben's kitchen. Really treat ourselves this morning. Big tracks today, big cook up. Oh, it smells good, mate.
Oh yeah.
What do you got on the go? Chicken?
Chicken and avo wraps.
Oh, a bit of cheese. Cutlets.
Oh, that would just be awesome.
Imagine a couple of cutlets for breakfast. Well, why not, mate? Oh, this has come together so good, hasn't it? The kitchen. When you go forward driving, you got a proper kitchen.
It's so simple to pull out. It seems to have lasted with all the stuff you put me through in the last couple of days.
That's the key, isn't it, mate? If you can get it out easy, that means you use it a lot more, and that's exactly what we're doing this morning, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got the microwave, got the cooker, you got the pantry, and it all folds up pretty neat.
Yeah, it's prototype at the moment, but look, this is what we do it for.
Yeah.
We're going to refine it, iron out any of the kinks that we can find, and
nice,
it'll be on the market very soon.
That's really good to hear, mate. Good quality too. I reckon I'll call the boys up and we'll get these on the boil when that's done. And then big breakfast, big tracks. What do you reckon?
Oh, let's do it.
With a good brekkie and coffee or two on board, it's time to make tracks. Today, we'll be heading a little further north to another local hotspot for tough forward driving. With that in mind, everyone's soon got their camps packed up and we're ready to get back into it. Well, today we're leaving Mount Disappointment and heading towards Talarook. Now, Talarook, we've been there before. Heaps of steep country, big rocks, not much traction, and I reckon with all this rain we've had, a fair bit of mud too. So, boys are pretty pumped. I reckon it's going to be a big day out in the tracks. Pretty excited for this one. We might not be in the high country proper, but even this close to Melbourne, the country is absolutely stunning. And the only thing better than the views is a tracks on offer. And up ahead is an absolute doozy. Here we go, Jocko. This must be the track here, mate.
Yeah, steep track I think it's called. One thing these Victorians do well, mate, is they name and signpost the tracks really well, and I can see why they've called this one steep track.
Straight up the side of that mountain, mate. Yep, steep it is. I reckon this one's going to be a corker, and today I'm up first. I think traction's going to be the hardest thing to find up here. It's going to require a fair bit of commitment, I reckon.
Ah, perfect. Go, go, go. Snap second.
Up we go. It's making it. It's making it.
Oh no, he's doing a control. He's doing a control. That's very nice.
This is a big rock step. Anything could happen here.
Wow.
There we go. Up she goes. Big soot. Making it look easy so far.
That's awesome.
Something tells me though, we've hardly even begun this track. While the D-Max is a capable little rig, these ruts are cut out for 35-inch tyres, so we're going to empty some of the max tracks in the deeper sections to give Jock the clearance he needs to have a crack at the climb. And they've done just that, getting the D-Max a fair way until the rut becomes just a bit too deep and the diff buries itself in the mud. With Jock on the runver, there's no mistaking that these tracks are pretty relentless. And on this track, I reckon Ruben's in for a pretty wild climb himself.
There we go, up her mate, that's the go.
That's
Straight
it.
up.
Make it look easy.
Oh, this could be a big wheel lift here.
The combination of rock step and low traction at this section means you've got to give it a big bump to get up, and Ruben decides for one more crack.
Whoa!
Oh man, that was a lot of bangs. That horrible metal on metal sound. Of course the CV went, but if you listen really closely, I think something else broke too.
Which one?
That was rear.
Hey?
I think that was rear. It came from the back for sure.
No, that's intermediate shaft, is it? Righto.
Axle.
Sorry, boys.
Well, that noise usually means one thing, something is broken, something metallic, and in this case it's a rear axle on 200, so the good news is it's the start of the track. We're going to try and reverse it, well, slide it back down. And the best we can do is to get it to a workshop because it's actually got a pressed bearing on that axle, so you need to really do it in a workshop. You can't do it on the side of the track. Ruben's got a couple of spares though. I think it's going to be a bit of a mission just getting down the hill, to be honest.
If it was just a CV, we'd have Ruben up and running in no time. But this one really needs a hoist and a press. Stu jumps on the blower to the boys at Wholesale Auto and frees up a bit of workshop space. And after changing the CV, Ruben starts to limp the 200 back to the shop and will hopefully rejoin us later. That was a wild one from Ruben, mate.
Definitely. Well, Pete's up next.
See how he goes. I reckon he'll go all right. Come on, Pete. We believe in you, mate. That's it.
Tell you what, if there was ever a four-wheel drive built for tracks in Victoria, I reckon it's this one right here. Nice driving, Pete.
Mate, that's an insane drive.
Absolute weapon.
You did make that look way too easy.
Speaking of making things look hard, Stu's up. Righto, mate.
Come on, Stu. We're ready for you, big fella. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Oh, he's not holding back to find out.
There go.
No, he's not holding back at all. Up he goes. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yep. I might go spot him.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Look at that. Once again, Stu's managed to put his truck on an insane angle. It's like he's allergic to having four wheels on the ground.
That's it. Drive it. Drive it.
That's
yes.
it. Yeah.
Well done.
What a drive.
Oh, what a
He's
beast.
taken off.
That's a go, eh? It was to be able to come back to that position when you got a wheel in the air.
Just a slight reposition and he committed too.
You got to commit. That's That's a bloody good drive, Stu.
Oh, definitely having that auto really helps. He could just be nice and
Just
slow
nice.
and stable.
Imagine Sooty'd have to drop the clutch and have a go.
Just a blow smoke. You'd be scared.
It'd be horrible.
Oh, righto. Who's next?
Sam.
Sit in the ruts is the safest spot. Between lockers, we've got the clearance. 18 PSI on the tyres.
That's it,
Slow and steady, I think. Get some grip on that rock.
Sambo, that's a top drive, mate. Well done.
Beautiful. That was textbook.
Easy.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my god. Doesn't get less scary, I can tell you that much for free. Woo!
Wow, that was just absolute textbook. Nice and slow throttle control when he lifted a wheel, just steady momentum. That was very well done, Sam. That was awesome, mate.
Up ahead, the ruts don't get any easier, and the track is full of that deceptive soft clay that offers zero traction once you take the top layer off. And that means plenty of mumbo is going to be required.
Oh, mate.
Not quite. Not even second. Thought I would have made that in second gear.
Yeah. Maybe if you go back down and don't drive it like your mum, you might get up.
Ah, yeah. Wow, had to give that a little bit. Wow, that was a combination of a lot of right foot and luckily for me those tyres really did their job. I've got them down to about 15 PSI at the moment. They're just flicking mud everywhere. That was the only way I got up that hill, I reckon. Let's give this a go. Up we go! Good fun. Good, honest fun. Oh, I put lead in your pencil, that one.
Wow, what an insane drive. He was into sooty the whole way up. There's just no traction. You can see it's this like leaf litter stuff with mud as well, so it's just super slippery. There was soot everywhere, his foot was to the floor. That was epic.
Well, Pete's coming up next. I reckon he's not going to hold back. He's seen us have a go at it and we're in second gear, just into it, and I reckon he's going to be putting that throttle controller right up to number 9 and giving it everything that 3 litres got.
Come on, mate. Into her.
That mud is flicking everywhere.
Come on, Pete, upper. That's the go. Come on. Now, power. Oh, and he backs off gracefully. That thing just blows me away.
That's a good
seriously.
drive.
Just no weight in it. 35s, twin locked. Oh, that's how you wheel as well. Righto, who's next?
Now, you've got to remember that Stu Dog is running smaller tyres than most of us and doesn't have a heap of clearance. But he's making up for that by committing to the loud pedal and sticking into it.
Right hand down. There, yeah! Wow.
All right.
Wow, that was a drive.
Stop there if you can.
If you can. There's a good spot to go from.
Yeah, stop there.
Go. Down you go.
That's
There you go.
I bet our windshields getting hot.
Yeah, righto.
Yep, there's no traction left here. While Stu's doing his best to carve a new rut out with his diff pumpkin, there's only so far he can go with a land anchor. Sam's got good clearance in the 200, but of course, he doesn't want to shock load the CV if he comes to a stop. So some careful wheeling is in order. It's got all the power in the world, doesn't it?
It does. It's walking up. Oh, yep, there we go. Easy.
Easy done. Easy done. It's got so much power, that thing. Look at that. Big tyres.
It's going where it wants.
And heaps of power. Oh, you gotta love them.
Mate, that was unreal.
Mate, thanks, mate. It just sort of did its thing.
Yeah, plenty of power, twin locked. It just sort of, it didn't even struggle really.
No, I didn't want to break any.
No, that's true. That's
so
true.
Gentle.
You've got one more section.
Bit of
I've got full faith in you, mate.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see how we go.
Cool.
Damaging anything, I think. With this soft stuff, you shouldn't really have the grip to damage anything, I don't think.
Up she goes. It's like a highway.
Stop. You're trying to climb a tree.
That's it. Now go. That's it. Now right. There you go.
There we go.
Very
Oh,
nice.
there's a
Well
pit
done.
on. Holy hell.
You did a little bit of a fish tail up there.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That was cool.
Didn't even break anything.
Nah, how good.
Well then.
Up we go. Oh, this track just gets better and better. Big rock steps now to contend with. To give that another go.
Oh, he's not on back.
Man, this is hectic. All right, one more, no more.
Whoa! Oh my god.
That was.
Oh, maybe just windshield, I think, mate. That is insane.
Yeah, nah.
Doesn't look ideal.
You're almost up, eh?
Nah, it's not the best spot. Well, that was close. Being on my lid. Very close. I think I might opt for the beeline on this one. I think I better check the seat covers after that drive. That was definitely one of the most sketchy drives I've ever done. I was about this close to landing on my side, and it would have been a pretty ugly little rollover too. Gets me thinking though, I've actually got a couple of Razorback seat covers to give away. Now, this is what I'm going to do actually. I want you to let us know what is the sketchiest situation you've ever been off-road, and also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to go through the comments, pick a couple of the best answers, and those guys, well, you're going to be winning some Razorback seat covers for your rig. Pretty good seat covers, and like I said, better check mine for stains, because that was absolutely insane.
Are you going to have a go at this, mate? Yeah, the light dog. Yeah, this is the bonus line. And nothing's ever gone bad for me personally on a bonus line, so I reckon you'll be fine.
We've got one more candidate for the big rock step, and that, of course, is Pete.
That's it. That's the go. Yeah! Cracker of a drive. Oh, just committed when he needed to commit. Straight up. What a rig. Oh, Stu, maybe go round, mate. Yeah, there we go.
Well,
Mate, Victoria goes from mild to wild like that.
It's always steep, it's always muddy, big rocks. I love this place, mate.
Definitely.
It's been way too long since I've been here, and I'm starting to remember why I have so much fun every time I come here. Well, mate, for now, I reckon we go to the next track. What do you reckon?
Sounds good. Bring it on.
Let's get into it. While we've been making our way up the steep track, Ruben wasted no time down at the workshop and has the broken pieces out of the diff centre, a new axle in and the bearing pressed, and everything is coming back together. Before long, the repair is done and he rushes straight back to join us for one last track. Well, according to GPS, Ruben should be right around this corner. Yep, there he is. He's fixed it. He's fixed the big beast. Hey, Ruben, you copy, mate?
Yeah, mate, sure do.
I'll tell you what, that's a good sign, mate. Seeing you, you've obviously fixed the axle.
Yeah, made good time of that too.
All right, mate. Well, I reckon, don't even hang around. Let's go drive another track.
Sounds great, let's go.
For our last track, we're continuing to explore around Talarook, and soon we're right back into it. Up ahead, another tough rock step is across the track. Oh, that's a big step. There's two distinct lines you can take through here. I'm going to go the tough one, of course, just to see what happens. Up we go. To find a bit of traction there.
She bounces around a bit, doesn't she, the old girl?
That was a steep little climb. The big rocks up there. Now Jocko's up. He's decided to take the big boy line. Yeah, that guy has got absolute balls of steel. He loves trying to wheel where the big trucks go. I reckon he'll do it, but you have to pick the perfect line to get up here. Let's see how he goes. Jocko, have you picked your line yet, mate?
I have. I'm going to try and come up the ride a little bit and then try and get my tyre in that hole.
That's a lovely plan. Big rock.
I thought there was something in the back going, no!
Now, this is not the place you'd ordinarily take a tourer on 31s and a 2-inch lift, but Jocko likes to push the limits and give it a real crack. There's just a bit too much going on here and a chance of another breakage. So Jock backs the D-Max down and goes for the other line. That's a go, Jocko. It's like you've done that before, mate.
Well done, D-Max. That was a technical little section there.
That is a good little drive. You had to really steer that.
Track and drive.
Big rocks there. I mean, clearance isn't the strong point of the D-Max, and he's just done well to get those tyres on the high side and manoeuvre around. That's a good drive. You're up next, big fella.
Yes, I am.
Here he comes. This is going to be a tough one for Ruben. He's going to want to pick this line right. Look at that. Look at that.
That's it. That's it.
That's the ticket.
There we
look
go.
at that. Ruben's back in the game.
Stay right, mate. Stay right. Stay right. That's beautiful. Start to steer left, mate. Touch your right, mate. There we go. Beautiful.
Whoa! I think Jock just gave a bit of bum steer there, mate.
That's it. That's it.
That's
beautiful.
a ticket. That's a ticket. That is
Well done, mate.
Big rig. That was hectic.
Woo! That was a bit nerve-wracking.
Here comes Big Dog. He can probably close his eyes. That's it. That's it.
Nice one.
Beautiful. Straight up on that, mate.
We're gonna go. Such a capable little rig.
Easy.
What a rig. Pete, that was a sensational drive,
buddy,
mate.
thank you, appreciate it.
Wow, giving the boys a real masterclass there. Just that throttle control.
It was technical. I made a change on the setting.
Did you?
Actually, yeah, I wanted a little bit sharper response on the accelerator, so I dropped it up to U6. And
U6, yeah,
just enough to get me up and over.
Well, mate, you made it look real easy, as you always do, mate. All right, let's see how the other boys go, I suppose.
Good on you. Thank you, mate.
Righto. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go.
Nice drive.
There you go.
Nice
That's
drive.
all right, mate. Oh, no, you're going that way. There's a big tree stump there, mate.
It's not long before Stu's waving at the sky again as he's caught up on a big rut.
I think it just went by itself.
Left hand down. That's it. Oh, yeah, there we go.
That's a ticket. That's a ticket.
The thing I like about Stu, when you say feed it, he feeds it.
He will feed it.
Yeah.
He will feed it. He'll find that third gear on the auto and
up he goes.
Up he goes,
Nice and
all right.
smooth. Very good. Who's up next? Oh, the big spares box 200.
last challenge, last car. Take it away, Sam.
Go! No! That's it.
He's got it. He's got this.
That's it, mate. Beautiful.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
Yep, that's the go. That's the go. Right hand down, mate. That's it. Yep. To your left now.
Loves it. Oh,
Straight
what
up.
rock step.
Straight up.
What rock step, he says.
Falling in love with this car.
That is unbelievable.
Oh. Well, folks, that's Talarook and Mount Disappointment done for this trip. Two cracking areas that should absolutely be on your visit list, with plenty of scenic options along with wild tracks to explore. For us, though, it's time to find a nice country pub to settle back into for a few frothies. And I know just the place, and it's not very far off. This little classic is Flowerdale Hotel, about 30 minutes from the tracks to Talarook. And today, we're in luck. The band's playing, the beer is cold, and we're more than happy for the chance to put a few dollars across the bar to support a local watering hole. We hope you've enjoyed our Victorian adventure, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss a second of the action. Well, how good is it to be back in Victoria, mate? These guys have done pretty tough since COVID, and it's good to be back and driving these tough tracks down here, mate.
Stoked to be back down and giving some of these tracks a go. I love how well they're signposted, how easy it is to make your way around the forest.
Just
it's real
so
good.
many tracks down here. We did Talarook and Mount Disappointment. A couple of places I haven't been as well. A few new tracks.
Definitely.
It's always nice to see. Nearly rolled it at least once, so I can remember.
Yep.
I mean, some big drives, big country down here.
Yeah, stunning part of the world as well.
And mate, to finish it off at a pub like this, the Flowerdale Hotel, an absolute little cracker. If you get a chance, get yourself down here. It just is one of those pubs I could see myself getting bogged here for a little while.
I think we might be so far, mate. I've got a couple more in me and then maybe see where the night takes us, eh?
Big thanks for tuning into this one, guys, and stay around because the outtakes are up next. Boys.
The Boogaloo, the electric Boogaloo.
Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, ruined my saviour. Oh, I think I just elbowed you in the on the way. Thanks, mate.
Just get in there.
We're gonna rock down to electric Boogaloo.
Righto, Damo, mate. Come up when you're ready, mate. I'm keen to see you come through this track. So, I'm usually better than that as well, Damo. Hang on, hold on. I'll give you a hint if you like. Give you a hint. It's about that round and about that long.
Rock sausage.
You can't say that.
I'm sure they're as keen as I am to get into it, so let's give it a go, eh? No.
I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Oh, I can't. Hey, Mum, you going?
I'll go get one.
Save the camera.
Graham in his comfy Isuzu.
I've actually put a couple of official complaints in recently, Pete, against you. Showing me up every trip we do. I'm just sick of it, eh? I'm getting real over it. To a mad skid. Yeah, righto. Well, yeah, put them away. That's fine.
Fireman, he's comfy Azuzu, showing us that we can do it too.
What a drive though. Everyone's done really good drives except for you. Alright, from the top. Tomatoes in half. Takes them, put it all in there.
I mean, I've been to Turkey, mate, and I've had a big Turkish sausage before.
No,
Oh, you can't use that.
oh, it's just touching the bank there.
Is this the rear bar? It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the rear bar.
Let me play you a tune.